CRiiiME is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
With his submissive assistant, John Shefsky.
You are very not submissive.
What?
You are a continuous problem. All you do is act out and try to take the lead when clearly I'm the leader.
It's because I'm a kind of a court jester. I just want people to have a good time. I'm not a leader or
You're
a follower.
a court ruiner.
Oh, dude,
you ruin courts. You walk in, you insult everybody.
That's what lightens the mood.
You throw your little bell hat on.
No, I lighten the mood just like playing the music lightens the mood.
CRiiiME
Is the show that starts now.
Oh, like right now?
Oh, yeah, do your line.
Okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything to me. Don't you dare.
CRiiiMEpodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good. What's up, criminals? Welcome back.
Shalom, guys and gals, and everything in between.
It's so good to see you guys here. Oh, man. You know, like, Shefsky and I were hanging out the other day and going, we don't talk with our listeners enough. And here we are. Here we are talking to you again.
Acknowledge them, Slaton.
Emotions. I'm wearing one of the greatest purple shirts I have ever worn.
Even I like
in
it.
Dude, and it's dark. It's a deep purple. It's an aggressive purple.
It's a good purple. It's got a little bit of eggplant in it, so it's not too like just primary. It's got a little bit of darkness. I like it.
It's one of the greatest purple shirts ever worn by any human being.
Well, you haven't met Prince yet, so
which reminds us of our good friends from
C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
Guys, sometimes your friend wears a purple shirt that makes him get a huge head like I have right now.
Oh yeah, purple shirt ego insurance. You got to get that.
Yeah, you need that because otherwise he goes out there and brags about how dope his purple shirt is, and even though he's right, you're emotionally damaged.
He's
by
busy
it.
tagging things in pictures on Instagram while he's driving. He crashes his car. You needed insurance.
And that's why our good buddy Joe Erle from C3 Risk and Insurance Services is a great insurance broker for you. He'll go out, find what you need: car insurance, home insurance,
Purple shirt, ego insurance.
Absolutely. Go to c3insurance.com/Joe or call him up 619-233-8000.
Or just show up in front of his house, like with
Just
a boombox
yell,
over your head,
yeah.
like what's his name, John Cusack. You know? He'll
hold
come
a
outside.
boombox. Make sure it's playing Purple Rain,
Oh, he loves Purple Rain.
and you get that policy, bruh, and he will give you a $25 gift certificate to Amazon.com
That you can spend on purple things, and Slaton would be happy, and John wouldn't be happy.
Our guest today is dope in any color: purple, black, red, green.
Great intro, Slaton.
She crushes it no matter what color she's wearing, bro.
That is very cool of you.
Everyone put your virtual hands together for Chelcie Lynn!
Ooh, yes, that was good. Hey, thank you for having me. I'm excited to hear about today's crime story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're not doing crime stories.
Oh.
We changed the whole format of the show. We just discuss how awesome our shirts are now.
I
did?
wore an awesome shirt.
That's so much less prep for Slaton. You don't have to study anything.
Oh, a little Willie there.
Willie
Got a
Nelson.
Willie Nelson, roll me up and smoke me when I die.
lawbreakers.
Oh, God, he's the best.
Talking about criminals. That guy driving across Texas,
Lawbreaker.
smoking weed.
Isn't it a joke that that's something that makes you a criminal in this world? With all the shit going on, a fucking plant that's on fire that you smell and feel good about? Come on!
In Texas?
Come on, America.
shit.
I thought Texas was the best. They
If
always say
there's
don't
one
mess
thing
with
that we
Texas.
know, it's lock 'em up. That's what I've learned.
Oh, yeah, you're a Texan.
No, I'm born and raised in California, bro.
Yeah, but you're like an honorary wannabe Texan. You have property there. Come on. You're a
I'm not-
Texas guy.
I'm a Longhorn fan.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I like Texas barbecue because all other barbecue is fucking garbage.
See?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Agree.
Where are you from?
Southern Oklahoma. I lived in Texas for a while.
Okay, so you get
Texas
it. You get
barbecue.
it.
I get it.
That's where it's at.
Did you get arrested
I
for
like her
smelling
already.
like weed?
I haven't.
Okay, but you know people that have.
Everybody.
Brian Robert Freeman.
BRF. He's got a resting bitch face. Wait, BRF?
A bitch rest face.
Yeah, you can say it. Bitching resting face or
A
something.
bitchy resting face?
Bitching resting face.
A bitch resting
Or resting
face.
bitching face. That's what people used to call him. That's why he became a criminal.
BRF was born on January 7th, 1978 in Salisbury Township, just outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania.
ATP.
It's going to be an acronym thing all day. I
I'm
see
like
it.
your weird-
I smell it coming down the pipes.
Your weird autistic co-host. It's all acronyms today for me.
That's not even new for what this show is. That's an accurate way to... I should have put that on the flyer describing the show from day one.
Well, ILA, dude. I love acronyms.
His brother, David Jonathan Freeman,
I like that name right there.
he didn't even go DJF. He got nothing.
That's a strong
I tried to
name.
stop. I didn't want to insult you guys with acronyms.
That's a strong name.
There we go.
What? David Jonathan Freeman?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
serious name. That's a serious ass name.
Right? I'd vote for him. David Jonathan Freeman. He'll get your taxes lowered, and he'll deport all the people of this country.
Yep.
What a great guy.
His brother, David Jonathan Freeman, DJ Freeman,
DJ Freeman, he's playing in Las Vegas in one of those pool parties.
came into the world on February 9th of the following year.
Oh my God, that's my mom's birthday.
Oh, man. It's such a good thing they share those birthdays. I wonder what other things they have in common.
They both don't listen to this fucking podcast. I mean, that's what they have in common. Sorry, Mom. Slaton's mom.
My mom listens.
That's why I'm saying sorry to
That's
your mom.
fair.
My
That's a
mom's
good point.
never going to hear this.
In 1984, their parents had a third son, giving them 3 redheaded young boys.
1984. I think that's when my brother was born.
That's
what the
when I
fuck
was
is this
born,
about?
bro.
My whole this. What's this story about? Is this in Chino Hills? Is this where this takes place?
This has been Salisbury Township,
Oh, the place for the steak.
outside
Okay.
of Allentown,
Go on.
Pennsylvania.
I'll stop talking. Go on with your stories, Lady Pooh.
The boys were raised in a very strict household.
They got spankings when they were good and bad.
They weren't allowed to participate in any after-school activities.
Damn.
That doesn't really help people grow. You know.
They weren't allowed to join any sports team or compete in any way.
You said this is in America and they weren't allowed to join sports teams in Texas?
Do you?
No, it's in Salisbury State.
Oh no, we talked about
Pennsylvania.
Texas.
It's in
I'm sorry, we
South-
talked about Texas. I had coffee before. I'm out of my mind. I'm like a tweaker right now. I'm like a meth addict.
Right now, as opposed to all other times?
No, but look how much of this coffee I drank.
Oh, yeah, and there's sugar in that one, too.
I'm out of my mind, folks. It's like I ate PCP or whatever they do to get. I did a Sherm stick. I'm losing it, folks. Coffee.
They weren't allowed to make friends without their parents' approval.
Oh, that's pretty normal though. That's normal everywhere, right?
No, I could hang out with anybody.
Oh, I wasn't allowed to
Do
hang out.
anything. It was
I
great.
bet you can.
Yeah, it was great.
You could do whatever you wanted. Oh man, my parents they got report cards. They got thumbprints.
They weren't allowed to join their classmates in the morning to salute the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, are these communist parents or what? They couldn't fucking salute our flag?
They weren't allowed to celebrate holidays. No 4th of July, no Halloween, and no Christmas.
And they were Jehovah Witnesses?
They weren't allowed to celebrate their own birthdays because, as their parents explained, their birthday present was being in the truth because the Freemans were
Jehovah's Witnesses. I knew
You
it.
called it.
Well, anytime you meet someone and they're like, "Oh, we don't celebrate birthdays." Like it's one thing when Mormons like, "We don't have Pepsi." You're like, "There's too much sugar in that shit, anyways, right?" But you don't celebrate birthdays.
Jehovah's
What the
Witness.
fuck? That's the day you came into the world. Like, have
Yeah.
a present, eat some cake, tell people about it,
What's the big deal?
right?
No, because you're in the truth. And if you're in the truth, birthdays are just part of the falsehood.
What
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Are these
Who's
is this the originators of like the Matrix theory or what? The falsehood?
In 1870, an 18-year-old haberdasher,
What's that?
I don't know.
that's like a guy who puts together like accessories and other things for clothing. It's like
Haberdasher?
yeah, a haberdashery is where you go in to buy like the cravat and maybe some fabric to make your shirt or whatever.
An ascot. That's from a haberdashery.
It's like a deconstructed clothing store.
Okay. Back in the day.
Yeah, it's like the kind of thing that would open up on the other side of the freeway here in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I like that word though. That's another great. We get
Never
some
heard it.
haberdashery.
It's a thing that a guy who opened a clothing store 2 years ago in Brooklyn would describe himself.
Yeah,
as.
I've heard the word before, but I've never heard like I've never been sitting in here with you telling me that word.
So in 1870, an 18-year-old haberdasher,
Say it again.
haberdasher
Okay.
named Charles Taze Russell embarked on an analytical.
CTR.
I should have known that.
That's
was
on his business
That was
card.
coming. They all have 3 names.
Yeah.
Everyone does. That's a criminal.
There's-
I'm telling you. If you have a middle name, you're fucked. You're going to jail. You're going to help the industrial prison complex.
So
I'll tell you that much.
that I have a middle name.
So do I.
And
We're
so
probably
does
going to jail.
So does Jonathan David Shefsky.
Well, our whole planet's kind of a society
JDS.
of jail, right? So we're in jail, right?
But when you introduce yourself, do you first, middle, last, or you just...
I say it full. I go, Richard Alexander Slaton. Hi, nice to meet you, fella.
What a pretentious piece of shit.
And when people go, hey,
PPPS.
what's up, Rich? I go, no, it's Richard Alexander Slaton. You have to say all 3 parts every single time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was raised right. I don't know about you guys.
Your initials are RAS?
Yep. Yours are JDS.
Yeah, you can't say anything with that, can you? Judis?
JDS.
Yeah. Justice. Judicious.
So CTR, Charles Taze Russell, embarked on an analytical study of the Bible.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Okay.
This is made by a human, so this is a lie right here. This is obviously fake. This right here seems like it fooled a bunch of dumb people into some silly shit, cutting off their kids' dicks. Okay, keep going. Yeah, let's
You don't
throw stones
cut
at our
the dick
dollar.
off. You just make it look better.
Huh?
It's not. You don't cut it off.
Okay, it's not a
Completely.
haircut, Slayton.
You just improve it.
It's not a haircut. You chopped off the face's ears. You know what I mean?
You get rid of that sleepy, like Harry Potter hat looking thing at
yeah,
the
the
end of
cock
it.
sock, the onion tip. The,
Like a girl grabs it and it yells out Gryffindor.
Whoa! I was gonna say you
Or
can
like if
reenact
she-
scenes from Tremors.
If she has a lower back tattoo, it yells out Slytherin.
That's hilarious. Oh, all the Harry Potter kids right now are just sliding around in their seats getting wet. Go on with your story, bitch.
He had always been super into the good book. As a kid, he would often use chalk to write Bible verses on sidewalks and fences in an attempt to convert non-believers.
People try to play hopscotch on it, and they're like, come on, man, these lines are all squiggly. Like, it's words from the Lord.
I keep landing on Jonah. Go back to 1.
Well, that actually would be cool to play hopscotch on a big whale with a drawing of a person inside it. I like that.
Look at you with your Bible knowledge.
Well, I went to temple. I just stopped when they said I could.
But by
Luckily?
No, not luckily yet.
Oh.
Not luckily yet, sir. But I love how we try to convert people by like just writing shit with chalk on sidewalks. This'll get them.
Yeah, that's like basically
Spreading the good word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the sidewalk.
we all know it's important the good word washes away after a decent rain. So,
Well, what's your favorite piece of graffiti you've ever seen?
ooh.
You have to have a favorite.
I like the perverted shit.
Yeah? Like bathroom stall stuff?
Just like, boobs. I'm not even a lesbian, but everybody loves boobs. Like boobs
yeah.
and, that kind of shit. That's what I like.
Everybody loves boobs should be your next t-shirt that you
Everybody
make.
loves
in
boobs.
the
Everybody
font
loves
of
boobs.
Everybody Loves Raymond with the cast underneath it, but it just says Everybody Loves Boobs.
I don't love boobs.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have a picture of Raymond and his brother, and then it's like, it works out their way.
A couple of boobs, huh?
You see what I'm saying?
I like what you're doing there. What's your favorite graffiti you've ever seen?
I love good bathroom graffiti.
Yeah, me too.
And of course, there's the classics. No matter how much you wiggle or dance, the last 3 drops go down your pants.
That's cute.
That's a great one.
Oh, yeah.
Or at my old summer camp, flush hard. It's a long way to the kitchen.
That's gross.
I never heard of either of those.
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
they're classics.
Wow.
You ever heard if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seedy?
Well, that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's like probably the #1 classic.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. That's like helpful graffiti.
I
You're
like it when it's a long conversation, like when someone writes, the Warriors suck, and the next person writes, no, you suck. And then someone else writes, yeah, you suck dick.
Those are so
Hey,
great.
Don't be homophobic. No, but because you're a homo. And it just goes on. You're like,
Keeps
"Who?"
going.
Dude, I love it though. Like seeing the comment, and it took time. It's like when you see like an old fashioned like
Yeah.
a jail cell that had like the people communicating when they were in different cells. Like it's so cool, and like you're sitting there pooping, and you're like, you know what? It's better than Instagram
It's
to
like
read those stories.
It's analog Twitter. It's analog Facebook comments and YouTube
yeah,
comments.
exactly.
Which was
Old
more
school.
fun. Yeah.
It's
Back
great.
in my day, we made homophobic insults on bathroom walls, not on the internet like you pussies.
That's right.
When I was a kid, I had to bring a pen with me everywhere. I wanted to insult people and call them gay.
Pocket knife. Yeah.
Make
Sharpie.
physical threats.
If I wanted
Good
to,
old fashioned classic American homophobia.
when I wanted to
Oh, my
use
goodness.
racial slurs, I had to carry a number 2 pencil.
Oh man, I carved it into the walls with my nails, my pinky nails. I'm a pimp from the old days.
So he's trying to convert people with chalk. But by 1874, CRiiiME decided that the current Christianity had too many faults. He rejected the idea of hell. His reading of the Bible made it clear that 144,000 righteous people would be resurrected to rule over the multitudes who might also arise after judgment. It was clear that Christ did not rise 3 days after the crucifixion.
Yeah, we all know that.
In reality, he returned that year in 1874, invisibly,
What?
and was already preparing heaven for the coming apocalypse.
Wait, they think
Sorry,
he was in 1800s. This guy thought that he's there around.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, no. Christ didn't come back after like 3 days later. He
because
came
he's
back.
here right now. And
He
he walked
just-
in. He walked on the stage. He's like, what do you have to say? Like a Maury Povich thing?
Hi guys, it's been a while. Sorry, I kind of overslept, but whatever, not a big deal.
You think that's how Jesus talked? You think he looked like
guys.
he looked like Osama bin Laden, but he talked like that? What are you nuts?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Whew. Man, been a minute, huh? I guess.
So this dude was just making his own shit up.
I mean,
pretty much.
I think he's saying what the truth is, and the
Oh.
fact that you're not bringing on board shows us that you're a non-believer.
You're about to get stoned, lady,
Oh,
and
man.
not the good
Okay.
kind. Not the good kind. Not the Willie Nelson style.
So
Taliban style.
Jesus came back in 1874, and he's getting ready for the apocalypse, which, according to CRiiiME,
He's a prepper. Jesus is a prepper. I knew it.
was going to be here by 1878. So
Jesus-
we got 4 years for the apocalypse. I wonder if it happens, guys. I wonder if there was an apocalypse in 1878.
Wait, are we going to find out in this story?
If there was an apocalypse in 1878,
We
now
could
that
have.
we're talking in
The human
2018.
race could have respawned. You've seen how far these cream pies go, dude.
When the world didn't end. Spoiler alert, guys. Sorry.
Oh man.
CTAs determined that the
You're gonna call him C-Tays?
C-Tays.
yeah, that's what he gets.
You have to.
C-Tays?
It's what, dude. If he was around today, that would be his rap name.
C-Tays?
CTAs like a motherfucker.
Oh, rap names
dude.
have no fucking skills
Look at that.
these days. Florida. There was one guy called Sizzla. I was like the restaurant? I saw it on a billboard.
Like the fancy buffet.
Next to Farside, I saw Sizzla. I was like, are you kidding me? Is there an Applebee?
That's
Sizzla?
That's your
What?
next T-shirt. Sizzla, the fancy buffet.
The
Debbie-
fancy buffet. The fancy anniversary date night buffet.
That's so true. That's the most white trash comment of all time. Sizzler? The fancy buffet, you mean?
Fun fact: Sizzler was Oklahoma's first sit-down restaurant. Not everyone knows that.
Are you serious?
No, it's not true at all. It just seems believable.
Son of a
Oh, it
bitch.
does. I would have believed you.
Just
I'm
so
from Oklahoma.
Hey Chelsea, can I just warn you about this motherfucker over here?
Lies.
He will lie if you if you don't believe it, it gives him like fuel to lie more.
Guys, I'm in the truth.
You're-
and I just want that to be clear
Yeah,
to everybody
liars
here.
always say that shit. Go on with your story.
So when the world didn't end, CTAs determined that the calculations were off due to a reliance on Christian tradition rather than the Bible itself. He was overjoyed to discover that he'd been wrong about Armageddon. Oh, it was coming. But according to the measurements taken from the Great Pyramid at Giza, the actual start date was 1914.
Oh, this guy would have such a following on social media now. He'd be like, the earth is flat, first of all. President Obama was a shapeshifter.
Wait, what's the? I don't get which one of those is wrong. What's the lie there?
Shut the fuck up. You're not going to get me with that. I know you're not one of those guys.
With the outbreak of World War I, it appeared to many as though CTAs might be right. World War I began in 1914, guys. Kind of a big deal. He just predicted apocalypse, and now we're all going to war.
Yeah, the assassination of Franz Ferdinand by the Black Hand. Things went crazy. Whole world went to
Their
war.
numbers-
Mustard gas. It really sucked.
Their numbers swelled to over 50,000 members.
Did it throb too?
Swell. I was about to say swell.
He uses some
Swelled.
juicy text
Swelled
sometimes.
up.
The numbers swelled, and if you stroked it, it got so hard it looked like marble. You could,
Dude,
a cat
their
couldn't scratch
numbers
it.
boned out to like 50,000.
Oh yeah,
So
it
hard.
actually hurt. It hurt whoever's it was. It was that hard. It hurt to have it.
CTAs became the best-selling Christian author in America
Are you serious?
on the strength of books like The Time Is at Hand and The Day of Vengeance.
Is this Alex Jones's great uncle or something like that, or his great grandfather? This is.
If there's one thing we know, we are inside the truth. No one can tell you about the truth. I got the documents right here. They're books that my great-grandfather wrote about how we just need to make sure that you don't celebrate any sort of 4th of July, because that's a conspiracy from the Jewish cabal trying to take you and make you get in line for the New World Order backed by the banks. We're not on the gold standard anymore, people. Everyone has to know that. Be vigilant.
Dang.
False flags. False flags.
That was good.
It's my only impression I do.
That was good.
That was good,
Only
right?
You
one
don't
that I
need
have.
any more.
I could do a Bruce Willis that can match that. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Huh? Die Hard? Anyone? Die Hard? Or how about what's the guy from Rick Moranis? Honey, I shrunk the kids. Huh?
What's
Nailed
the
it.
guy from Rick Moranis?
I don't know. Honey, I shrunk the. Well, I can't say the title of the thing and then do the impression. Go on with your story.
He published his own journal, Zion's Watchtower and the Herald of Christ's Performance. By 1908, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society set up in Brooklyn, New York, and got to work spreading the word.
In Brooklyn, huh? Mm-hmm. All those hipsters were all into it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, to this day, Jehovah's Witnesses are one of the larger landowning groups in the country.
Wait, is he the beginning of Jehovah's Witnesses?
So it's not even called Jehovah's Witnesses yet. We're going to get there in a
Oh
second.
my God, I didn't realize that. I thought they were Jehovah's Witnesses. You're talking about the founder of Jehovah's Witnesses.
They're not even called that yet. This is like pre... So
Yeah.
we have our two brothers.
You're blowing my mind,
Brian
Frank.
and David, who we started off with.
70s and 80s.
They're in that time. Right now we're going back. We're learning about how their beautiful religion began with the work of CTAs when he was like 18 and went, bitch, this Bible's fucked up, and wanted to rewrite it. And now we're moving forward into how Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, Charles died in 1916.
Damn.
Oh man,
He never got a
too
chance
bad.
to see his full Armageddon.
where do you think he is right now? Do you think he's up there? Do you think he's number 144,000?
No, he's number one of 144,000 because he's the first one.
Oh, that must feel so gratifying to be like, I'm the first one. I'm in heaven.
Well,
you guys
actually,
could have
interesting
joined
fact,
me.
They don't believe in heaven. Like basically, what they believe is you die, you go to nothingness, and then like when the new kingdom comes, you're like you are resurrected. But they don't believe that like there's any sort
That
of
sounds actually pretty
spiritual, ghostly
logical.
type
You
shit.
mean like when things are reborn, you'll be reborn again, and in death, you're not like walking around in clouds, playing video games, driving fast cars, hanging out with your family, petting your old dog that got put to sleep when you were 5, right? So he's actually kind of logical, except for all the rest of the stuff that he's probably written in the books, right?
So Charles dies in 1916.
Where you guys taking me, huh?
with no chance to see his Armageddon, and neither did anybody else, because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
When the Great War came to an end in 1918, it was clear something was off. So the new leaders did the only thing that made sense and moved the date.
That's what they always do, don't they?
They're going to be right one of these days.
There's gonna be an Armageddon.
They're
Oh,
going to
God.
be right. They're going to say, I
Guys,
told you so all this time.
Let's not have a self-fulfilling prophecy. We're gonna
No. It will happen. Like in 4 million years, the sun will explode. So at the very minimum, dude, that's what you have to do.
By
is
then-
just to say Armageddon's coming in the year 4,000,2018.
4 million years from now, mark my words, we will somehow have colonized somewhere far away like Elon Musk has promised, and we will be safe away from this dying, fucking deadly goddamn sun that is threatening all of our fucking existence. Fuck you, son. I'm fine without you.
No, and before that, we will have been shut down because the simulation will have been turned off, and our Armageddon will have come just because someone tripped over an electrical cord.
Very interesting point, Oxford philosopher of science. Very interesting.
The Hebrew Bible patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, would return to Earth in 1925 to mark the beginning of Christ's 1,000-year earthly kingdom. That didn't happen.
So dumb.
Shockingly.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
That didn't happen.
What is this the whole returning thing is so funny. Like they like float down or they just materialize out of thin air. I'm here to tell you this and that. You're like, if you're so spiritual, won't God just make some like sound waves and just project it to us in the physical realm, or just talk directly into? We could do that with fucking Wi-Fi. Why wouldn't God just talk through our heads? Like be like, hey, by the way, just to let you know, some shit's coming.
By the end of the 1920s,
Thanks for making me look crazy, guys, by not throwing anything in there. I appreciate that.
It didn't need anything.
did
Thank
he
It
talk?
It didn't need anything.
Am I here? Is this a simulation? Are you guys robots and I'm the only one that's conscious?
By the end of the 1920s, almost 3/4 of Watchtower members had left the fold.
Is that where the Jimi Hendrix song comes from, All Along the Watchtower?
Oh, man, that would be the greatest inspiration ever.
Right?
Oh.
Bruno.
The time is at hand.
That's a really bad Jimi Hendrix. Don't ever do that again. You could go back to Alex Jones. Don't ever do Jimi Hendrix.
Time is at hand. All right,
Yeah.
and then just like play a good riff under it.
Yeah.
Where the shit was I after that brutal insult on
Check
me?
your thumbs, dude. Check your thumb privilege,
check
bro.
your thumb,
Check
bitch.
your thumb privilege.
But luckily,
But luckily,
the Watchtower leaders made an amazing discovery.
you mean they invented something to put in their book?
Their math had been off the entire time.
Oh.
They'd mistaken the correct date for Adam's creation. The revised correct date was 4026 BCE, meaning that the 7th millennium and coming to the New World would begin in 1975.
Oh my God.
How'd they get that?
Well, their math was off beforehand because they were like, oh, we think that Adam was born in this time, like 50 years earlier than we thought, but we just kind of messed up. So, yeah, his birthday was, we got the wrong birthday, man. So,
There's enough calendars too that you can kind of like fake your way through it. There's the Mayan calendar. There's the what is it? Chinese have the I Ching, right?
there's Marie calendars.
There's Marie calendars. There's the Jewish calendar. There is the Jewish calendar.
There's that
We have a whole-
firefighter calendar where you see all their abs.
Oh yeah, I don't get hard when I see that, but I can understand like how someone could. You know what I mean? Like those guys are sexy. They're heroes.
You're not big into firefighters?
How about fire starters? We got other stories for you too.
Maybe.
Yeah, she's more of an arson.
Nah.
You're more of an arson gal.
Okay, what's your dream calendar?
Dream calendar.
Yeah, yeah.
Podcasters.
Let's go,
Put-
everyone.
Podcasters of the
Put some
world.
put some Dan Connor in there.
Dan Connor.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Dan Connor.
Hell
You and
yeah.
my wife would get along. Yeah, totally.
That's what's up.
That's a man.
Yeah.
He's like a couch with arms.
So your
all that
calendar
plaid.
is all the big Johns. John Goodman, John Candy.
John
I can do some
Leguizamo.
John Candy.
Okay, I
Oh
can dig
God,
that.
yeah, John Candy's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Hell
How about John Shefsky? Is he pretty cool? Is he considered high on the sexy scale?
Not good on it. Not a calendar.
I'm not
guy.
asking you,
Not
Slaton.
a calendar
Not
guy.
for a calendar. No. Next to John Goodman.
You know we're gonna have the People
How
of Crime
dare
calendar,
you.
and I'm gonna pose. How dare you?
You've already basically made that our poster. I've already done my post for the Crime Live poster. I don't need to be in any more calendars.
I'm just saying I get February, Black History Month, and my birthday. I'm getting that one. You can have November because it's Thanksgiving, and you're very thankful.
In the late 1960s, Brian and David's father lived in Brooklyn,
And they did a bunch of acid and listened to Floyd.
working to spread the word of the Watchtower as a publisher, the name used by witnesses for the door-to-door proselytizers. It was there that he met their mother, also from Allentown.
How I Met Your Mother. This is how that one started too.
The two hit it off immediately, bonding over discussions about Watchtower literature like, young people ask, is Star Trek harmless fun?
Bonding over
Watchtower
Watchtower literature.
the literature
No.
from the church. You're like, hey, did you read that last
Bonding.
pamphlet about how the Olympics might be of the devil?
Fuck.
How boring was this chick
Yeah.
that guy turned her on? I'd be like,
Yeah.
fuck, who is this fucking loser?
Yeah.
By the way, to answer the question,
So what do you do for fun? Did you hear about the Watchtower?
Let me pull out this pamphlet.
Yeah.
just so you guys know,
Is
the
pamphlet
piece
slang for a
young
dick?
people ask, is Star Trek harmless fun? The answer is no, because it promotes the worldly attitude of Satan, and Spock had pointy ears, which is, so Satan.
Are you fucking kidding me? Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future was about peace among all intelligent beings, about discovery,
Bro,
and
first of all, if you believe in God like a good person, there are no other intelligent beings. Humans are
good
the only one. Yeah. If you have morals,
Okay,
if you have ethics,
I'll give you that.
Like a human.
I'll give you that. Okay, let's just say that there's no aliens that are intelligent, and that animals,
can't be, because
dolphins
God-
talking doesn't mean anything, and my cats aren't fucking sacred.
not even a
Let's
solar
just,
system
We'll
realm.
just go with that.
Yeah.
Still, if you just apply that to Star Trek,
Yeah, but pointy ears, bro.
you'd respect other indigenous peoples and people from other cultures that maybe didn't have the same kinds of tools or weapons that you have, but were still just as valuable to the
Pointy
existence.
ears, teleportation, race mixing. I think there's a lot of problems evident in Star Trek if you fear God.
Okay, I'm just terrified by these people and the way that they view the world and their idea of logic and reasoning. Go on with your story, Slaton. I give up on everything.
In 1970, the couple visited Allentown to get the elders' blessing on their union, marry, and await the end of days.
So this is 1970 in Brooklyn, or no?
They were living in Brooklyn.
Allentown.
They've gone back to Allentown to get their blessing, but they're back in Brooklyn for a bit.
I have an uncle.
Now they're just
Alan,
waiting for it to be over.
Well, because it's coming. It's right around the corner. They were together on New Year's Eve, 1974, ready for the rapture, and then it didn't happen.
You noticed that
spoiler
too?
alert.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we could have repopulated the planet to what it is today from 1974. Just a
Yeah.
side note. That was only in the 1800s.
When it didn't come, the Watchtower governing body announced that this was not a failure, but an opportunity,
No reason to get excited. The apocalypse didn't happen.
a gift of time to do more good works.
Oh.
Despite the fact that membership again dropped significantly, the couple was overjoyed. Dad began to preach the word regularly. That summer, he spoke before a crowd of 12,000 about more biblical prophecies.
Oh, what an amazing man. What a great use of power and time.
12. I mean, look at that kind of draw, though. 12,000.
That's what I'm saying, though. You could have fucking built some wells. You could have fucking solved some issues.
You could have gotten like $20 a head and had like a good. That's a good show.
You could have
12,000.
You could have petitioned the government to have 4-day work weeks. You could have got universal health care. I mean, there's so much they could have done. But what did he do? He said, the world's going to end. Prepare to fucking die.
Could have had a huge flash mob.
Right?
You could have read your poetry and gotten some honest feedback from 12,000 people.
Or just a really cool orgy, right? How fun would that be? 12,000 people just fucking?
Yeah, but open air or in a closed environment?
Why do you have to bring
open air.
humidity and danky,
Has to be open air,
danky
dude.
stench?
That actually is important.
Right?
That's an important question.
That's critical.
Let me tell you something. If it becomes between having and not having a 12,000 person orgy, I don't care if it's underwater. Let's have it, right? Let's get in that Guinness
you're,
book.
You're right too. Yeah.
Thank you. I make a good point sometimes.
Whose side are you on, Chelcie Lynn?
I see both. Both are good.
I'm not saying that you want to be in a warehouse that smells like Badissi, but
You're going to want to have the orgy no matter what.
thank you. Thank you, Chelsea.
But damn,
And
if it's
fuck
indoors,
you,
let's make
Slaton.
it quick.
Right?
All right, everybody, get in, get out.
I'm gonna try to come a bunch if it's 12,000 people. Like I want to be
12,000 person.
Yeah, I'm gonna come there and be like, all right, have a smoke and eat something real quick and get back in there.
All right, everybody, line up. We only have this arena for 15 minutes. Hopefully, that's 10 more minutes than we actually need.
Did you say line up? What kind of orgy are you
Line up.
imagining? Yeah.
Well, that's how you got to get everybody inside the arena first.
Oh, that's a good point. You're
Yeah.
very organized.
Yeah.
My orgy is
I
just
wasn't
people.
thinking about that.
My orgy is just people fucking.
Yeah.
You're fucking on top of people. People might die from suffocation because there's so many.
Here's a great way to save money, though, is because it's an orgy. You don't need metal detectors. Everyone's naked.
Do you think Joe Erle would have orgy insurance?
Ooh, like, did you get crushed to death in an orgy, or like your,
just
or your
general
nose
orgy
gets
insurance.
broken by the smell insurance?
See, that's all encompassed in orgy insurance. Joe Erle, hit him
Joe,
up.
get it on
Risk.
C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
Get it while it's hot. Literally.
Yeah, c3insurance.com/Joe.
Ask him about orgy insurance. I'm sure he'll get a kick out
He
of it.
probably has it. At 28, Mr. Freeman achieved the rank of elder, giving him more rights and responsibilities like access to congregation membership files and assignments to follow and observe members suspected of sinning. They bought a house just a block away from the local Kingdom Hall. They gave birth to their boys. Brian, David, and their brother attended all their study sessions and went door to door with bright smiles, spreading the word. Everything was going great.
This is so sleazy and creepy right now, the way you're saying it.
Why? What's wrong?
It's just terror. I'm kind of tripping out right now.
Anything is there's a okay.
I feel like we're going to learn some lessons
something
about,
bad's gonna happen
about,
here?
about the JWs here.
I think nothing bad's about to happen.
Okay, I know what that means. This is the part on Splash Mountain when the little raccoons are like, turn back now. And you're like, what do they mean? And then you go down the fucking steep thing and they take your picture while you're screaming.
While Brian and David lived in Allentown, spreading the word and reading about how Jews were bad, their cousin Nelson...
What?
Wait, nothing.
They were anti-Semitic?
Their cousin, Nelson Birdwell III,
Now I really don't like them.
was living with his parents in New York. Ben's dad, Nelson Birdwell II, was on the lam from a felony theft charge near Allentown. So to avoid capture, they lived in New York City in a van.
Down by the river.
Eventually, Birdwell II was caught and arrested for the 14th time, and Birdwell III moved back to Allentown. Before long, he had his own juvenile record.
Okay, can you give me a little bit?
Yep, I'm about to.
Okay.
So Birdwell, the Birdwells, Nelson Birdwell I is Brian and David's grandfather.
Okay.
His mother, or his daughter is their mother. His son is Nelson Birdwell II. This is their cousin, Nelson Birdwell III.
Okay, and this story is about a guy that's already dead.
I have no idea. I don't know what's happened. I've never seen the story before that I wrote over the last couple of days and researched heavily.
Okay.
I have no clue what's happening next. So, is everyone comfortable?
I'm kind
Nelson
of.
Birdwell
Are you comfortable?
I is grandpa. He gives birth to a son and a daughter, and probably more than that. But the only ones we care about are the daughter is the mother of our subjects, Brian and David. The son, Nelson Birdwell II, is a criminal who has another kid, Nelson Birdwell III, and Nelson Birdwell II is now in prison. Nelson Birdwell III has moved back from New York to Allentown to be a great influence on his cousins.
So Brian and David are our real stars.
Brian and David
B&D.
are the stars. B&D, yeah.
The sons. Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're our real stars here. But now their cousin, Birdwell, has moved back to Allentown.
So Brian and David have been preaching the word. They've been doing their door-to-door Jehovah's Witness
they're killing
stuff.
it, man. Next level shit.
Okay. And their cousin, who's obviously a criminal, is going to get involved with them again. Is that
Yeah,
what-
Nelson's been living in his dad's van in New York while they avoid the cops. And now his dad's arrested, so he's now moved back to Allentown to be a super good influence.
Yeah, that sounds about sarcastic, right?
Jehovah's Witnesses are not supposed to drink alcohol. So, of course, there is a significant problem with alcohol abuse behind closed doors.
Oh, yeah, because it's still going to happen. So, of course, yeah, they're trying to hide these animal instincts.
David was drinking by the age of 6.
Huh?
6?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, what, he start too late for you?
I thought my brother was doing it early when he was like 11, and he drank Manischewitz and got a hangover at Passover once, and we thought it was hilarious, but that was 11. This is 6?
Woo!
What are
Yeah,
you doing?
these are real men.
6?
Yeah, none of this garbage coddling your kids. Oh, you give them a timeout instead of a wine cooler? Get out of here.
Slaton, maybe that's why he became such a drinker at 6, because he parented the way you're talking about. You got to be careful.
By 1991, Brian and David, now 13 and 11, began to rebel.
Oh.
They declared that they would no longer attend Watchtower meetings.
I do declare that I will no longer attend Watchtower meetings.
Welcome to Mystery Obvious Theater, everybody. This is the show where I say a thing and then Shefsky says the same thing in a louder voice.
Shefsky says the same thing in a louder voice.
A development congregates blamed on the boys' love of heavy metal music like the band Stormtroopers of Death.
Oh, fuck yeah. These guys are into cool. That's fucking thrash metal, dude. Seriously.
Are they good? Stormtroopers of Death?
Fuck yeah, dude. This is fucking, we're talking thrash metal now. Now
right.
we're in a good zone of fucking, these kids are fucking cool.
So I just want us to both notice where Shefsky's putting his chips down.
What?
I've never heard of that band.
Oh, Stormtroopers of Death? Yeah.
They're like if Willie Nelson was not him at all, if he was a different thing entirely.
You've seen their album covers, SOD. Yeah, you'll recognize them if you see them.
Okay.
A lot of skulls, a lot of boots and tanks and clouds and fucking cool lettering, neon greens with gray cloud. I can't remember. It's just SOD.
This, of course, meant that their parents would be denied salvation when the end came.
Because their kids like cool music?
Yeah.
So if the kids fuck up, the parents don't go to whatever their heaven is.
They
or-
believe in like a totalitarian government style God.
That's why you should really make sure your kids stay in line.
It's like yeah, it's just
Chelcie Lynn, if you have a kid and they're not on board, they're not staying in line, you're fucked.
Fuck. Okay. Okay. I didn't know that.
Also,
It's
don't let your kids burn shit down because then you're on the hook financially.
Oh, shit.
yeah. I mean that kind of stuff
Yeah.
I can understand. Where like if you're like really doing bad at parenting, there's something that you got to be somewhat responsible for. But you can't control kids. They got a mind of their own.
Are we all parenting adjacent? Is that what's nothing going on over here?
She's the mature adult, and we're the ones who busted nuts that turned into people.
Yeah. That happens.
That's what happens.
What up, people? The boys were marked by the congregation as people they could not associate with.
I want to look through all their records. Metallica, Kill 'Em All, DRI, Creator, Slayer.
I'm going to tell you right now, you do not want to look through all of their records.
Really?
We'll get there.
They also had In Sync and New Kids on the Block. What the fuck's the matter with you
dude,
guys?
and
Your tastes are
it
everywhere.
turned them dark. In Sync.
Right?
Like, bye, bye, bye to a body as you wave as it goes down the river that you dumped.
body.
Oh, yeah, that's ironic shooting spree music. You're like blasting that while you're busting caps and just killing a bunch of people at a mall. You're
It's
like, what's...
Friday night,
Yeah.
and I just shot some people. Kill bodies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No, nobody that listens to really cool music is bad.
David and Brian did not care. They preferred to hang out with regular kids, and by regular, I mean the ones doing tons of drugs.
Fuck yeah. What were they
The
doing?
normal kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed, listening to Metallica, Kill 'Em All. I fucking like these guys.
Soon after, Dad lost his position as elder. From that point on, his only mission was to get his boys back in the flock.
Oh God.
But he was a pushover. So he turned to Mom to set and enforce the rules, which she did, and the boys did not respond well.
Shut up, bitch. They're like two Beavis and Buttheads.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
One of the greatest TV shows of all time.
I need a Jehovah's Witness for my bunghole.
And he wipes his butt with the Bible or whatever.
Or with a Jehovah's Witness.
That's right.
He just grabs a full-size Jehovah's Witness.
Where I
Full
come from,
size.
there is
Yeah.
no Bible.
Yeah, fully grown. Not like one of those mini early ones.
No,
Not like
a full-grown,
Yeah.
full-fledged. Yeah.
and he one-hands it, too, like a man. One hand, left-handed, because you don't wipe with your right hand. That's rude.
I don't
you wipe
know.
with your left hand.
you
You wipe
wait-
with your... That's part of why
Is
like,
that
it's
the
rude
pillars
to
of Islam? Are we supposed to wipe with like the right hand?
There
or
are two
something?
reasons why it's considered rude to shake hands with your left hand. Number one is because your right hand is your blade hand. So if you shake hands with your left hand, your right hand might be going to stab somebody. or
Ooh,
draw
you
your
gotta
sword or your
let
gun or
people know.
whatever.
Hey, I'm here diplomatically as a
Yes.
friend. I just want to communicate verbally.
Number two is that your offhand, your left hand, is typically your wiping hand, and it's rude to shake hands with your poop hand.
I actually use both my hands to wipe, and
At
I
the same
stand
time?
backwards
You
on
double
top
wipe
of
at
the
the same
bowl.
time?
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, you double fist your wipes?
Yeah. It's so weird. Oh, good Lord.
I go through about a roll and a half a shit. It's a lot.
Wow.
But
What-
You,
So-
you like to stay fresh.
I'm a weird wiper. I actually lay down about 4 square feet of toilet paper on the ground, and then I sit down on it and I slide across it like a cat trying to like scratch its butt.
I just actually, what I do is I lift the seat up and I just dip my whole butt in the water.
Oh, dude.
in the
and then
poop. Well, you
flush-
got okay.
No, you flush
okay.
first. You flush first.
It's called a dirty bidet. You're
Yeah,
not supposed to
I was
actually
about
put
to
your
say.
butt into the water.
It's called a bidirty.
A bidirty?
Yeah.
Oh. Bidirty? I'm going to start doing that. How many diseases will we get if we start doing that in public bathrooms?
Oh,
Just
boy.
squeezing our butts into the fucking toilet
That was
bowl?
my biggest like I'm getting older move is when I sat down at a public toilet once and I felt my balls touch the water.
Oh, yeah.
a hot
Damn,
summer
y'all
day.
got some droopers, dog. I
Getting
want to
a
see
little-
those puppies.
It was a
little
warm
sag.
day, dude.
I'll put those on a sticker of a month.
Oh boy. Where the shit was I? Oh yeah. So in the mom starts enforcing some more strict rules.
The kids don't listen.
In 1992, they expressed their displeasure by leaving a gift in their mother's bed of dismembered animal parts.
They're gonna be serial
I don't
killers.
fucking like these kids now.
When
Fuck you
confronted
guys.
with the
it's
scene-
theatrics. Like, let's guar it up, but don't actually fucking murder anything. Ugh, serial killers, huh?
When confronted by the scene of the animal stuff in the bed,
Was it a horse head from Godfather?
12-year-old David admitted to it immediately. Dad yelled, "You're doing Satan's work."
Fuck you, Dad. I'm fucking cutting up rabbits, and you guys are cunts.
David replied, "Yeah, right," before taking a long drink from his beer.
Oh, so they're just breaking all the
Yeah,
rules
right.
in their home, but publicly they're preaching all this bullshit. To let this take note, all of you religious cult followers
aren't
that are
preaching
listening.
anymore.
Huh?
The kids aren't preaching anymore. The parents.
But the parents are.
And the younger brother are all still devout Jehovah's Witnesses. David and Brian are like,
But you just said the
fuck
dad's
you, Mom.
drinking beer.
Well, they probably are having some beer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, to our listeners, like this is a warning. You know, like don't
No,
get
but
involved
David's
in
the
the
one who drank
Waco.
the beer in this moment. The 12-year-old kid. who was
kid.
Like, yeah, the kid was like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
put
The
the
dad's
animal
like, "You're doing
parts.
Satan's work with this animal part shit," and the kid's
okay.
like, the
So
12-year-old's like,
what?
"Fuck you, Dad," and then pounded a beer.
Oh, that part's cool. I just don't like the murdering of animals, you fucking asshole bros.
While David acted out regularly punching holes in walls, Brian would simply watch quietly from the corner, smiling. The boys were completely out of their parents' control. David had gone so far as to join the high school football team.
Oh MG. She's like the
How
worst.
dare you.
You know what I mean? Like you have kids and you have your biggest fears, and then
Yeah.
this kid joins the high school football team. Oh, what's next, huh? More sports? You can start watching sports? Oh, no. He's going to get a bicycle soon. You got to be careful with these kids.
That ended when he was suspended for 10 days after threatening to kill the coach.
That's just part of the testosterone from sports.
With David becoming more and more violent, his parents had him committed to a series of rehab facilities. But each time he came back more and more angry.
Really?
Finally, he was sent to Paradise School for Boys,
That sounds great.
a reform institution. The psychiatrist at Paradise noted a number of issues with David. The only person he connected to at all in his immediate family was his older brother, Brian. And that was only because they both wanted to beat up their dad. He also described his younger brother as, quote, an ass kiss.
You know what's funny? I have a friend named Dave from high school, and he used to get the cops called on him for fighting with his dad, and he hurt his dad a couple times. We were pretty punk in high school, and I was always just like, I was like a witness multiple times, like, please, guys, everyone calm down.
beat up his dad?
As the cops were tackling my friend. Yeah, he was a nutter. He was a nutter. He was a cool dude when he was cool, but then he would snap, and then he punched his fucking poor dad. Deej, please don't hit. Ow! And then the cops would come, and big cops tackling like a skinny little punk dude who just had a ton of adrenaline. Oh, yeah, dude. I probably knew the people in this fucking story now that you mention it, bruh. Yep.
While David was an outwardly violent mess, Brian was much more reserved. He was sharp, consistently making the high school honor roll. But he also had a drinking problem.
So he's sharp, okay? He's smart. He's got a drinking problem. He's evil. And he fits into the square world, into leadership positions. Okay, so this guy's going to work for a major corporation or a bank.
So his parents
Let's cut down the
sent him-
rainforest and murder all the inhabitants. We'll make more profit. And then I'll kill a couple hookers, drive a Ferrari home, and call it a night. That was kind of Alex Jonesy. Sorry, you got into my head.
Yeah, man, seriously, stepping on my game, bruh.
Right? Sorry, dude.
So his
I know it's your
parents
one
sent
good
Brian
impression.
to rehab as well. It was there, feeling abandoned by his family and their strict rules, that he met Seth Monroe. Seth sported a shaved head and a number of tattoos like skulls, crossbones,
Yep.
and
Swastikas? I can
Bad news.
I know Slaton well enough. I could just see from the pause, like, here we come with Nazi stuff.
He explained to Brian, quote, I'm a skinhead,
Oi, mate.
and if you know what's good for you in the white race, you'll become one too.
Okay.
Okay. You think Hitler would really be into skinheads? He'd be like, you guys are an embarrassment. All right?
No, he had good hair. You know what I'm saying?
Hitler had great hair. And also, he would have been like, put on a brown shirt. You know what I mean? Like, stop looking like a scummy punk. Hitler would have hated punk rock. If you're a Nazi and you're listening to this, Hitler wouldn't even have fucking liked you. You
Yeah,
dipshit.
seriously.
Do you think we have any Nazis that listen to CRiiiME, though?
Probably not.
Do you think they
Probably Nazi.
They sig heil, like when they're listening to it, they're all excited, they're all sitting in their car in their Dodge Challenger, and then like CRiiiME comes on and they're like, sig heil, like, yeah, CRiiiME's on.
You nailed it with the Dodge Challenger.
Right?
Yeah.
I've seen a
As soon
few
as you
Nazis.
said that, I was like, yep.
Oh yeah, dude.
Nazi
Yep.
consultant Chelcie Lynn here with the inside information.
It's such a cool car though, and you're like, God damn it, why do the Nazis always have to get the cool cars? They have the cool boots. Ugh.
Seth's words
They get all
stuck
the
with
tanks.
Brian.
They have the best tanks. You ever look at those Panzers? Those things are badass.
Seth's words stuck with Brian, especially given his study of more modern Watchtower literature, like the writings of the leader who took over after CRiiiME's, Joseph Franklin Rutherford. After taking the helm of the Watchtower Society, Rutherford made some changes, including introducing the name Jehovah's Witness. He also decided that Christmas was a pagan holiday and part of Satan's organization.
Did you just gloss over the invention of the term Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, totally did.
Wait, go back and
was
explain
gonna
that. So who gave it to?
So, and Joseph Franklin Rutherford took over the Watchtower Society after CRiiiME's passed away.
Yeah.
And he's taken a new direction.
Okay.
So he renames it Jehovah's Witnesses,
Okay.
and he starts doing some other stuff. Like
So Joseph's in charge
holiday
now.
Band,
Taking
the
Christmas
holiday
away.
band didn't exist before this. A lot
So
of
this
the
is in
things,
the 90s?
No, this is like in the around World War II.
Okay, okay.
Oh, you went backwards right now.
Yeah.
We're back in the 19. We're
Okay.
back because the guy took over after the guy died in 1960.
Oh no, I know. I'm just doing this for our listeners so they can keep up.
Yeah, sure. I get that
I
for
don't
sure.
know
You
what's going
definitely
on. I
didn't
just-
miss anything at all.
Where are we?
So Joseph Franklin Rutherford decides that Christmas is a pagan holiday and part of Satan's organization, along with days like Mother's Day.
That's true though, actually.
He declared that the Great Pyramid of Giza was not, as CRiiiME's determined,
As great as they said it was.
built under God's direction, but instead had been directed by Satan to trick people about the date for Armageddon.
That's quite a beautiful trick.
And perhaps most importantly, Rutherford discarded Russell's teaching that the Jews would be restored to Palestine and returned to God's favor. despite having declared 10 years earlier that it had already happened. So, back it up for a second. CRiiiME said that the Jews will get Israel back and rebuild Jerusalem, and it'll be part of God's new kingdom.
Yeah.
And then when the Balfour Declaration was passed, which put Jews gave Jews land in Israel, land in Palestine, before, around World War I era, they were like, "Hey, look, it's happening. Our predictions are coming true." And then now Rutherford comes in and goes, "Yeah, no, that's not true." He replaced all that with the writings about the, quote, ultra-selfish men called Jews who look only for their personal gain and practice religion which is which is of the devil.
Dude, Judaism, Satanism? Now I'm starting to feel pretty metal.
At one speach to Bible students, Rutherford described...
13. Hail Satan. Baruch atah. Happy Hanukkah to all your souls in hell for eternity. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Passover.
You know what?
Rosh
Honestly, this is better than all Jewish music is at the moment. If there's one thing Jews have, we don't have good. There's not good Jewish music.
They have separate music?
The best Jewish music is the Christian songs. It's nearly every Christian song was written by Jews.
Like good gospel
I see
songs?
what you mean.
Like all the modern day Christmas, like the Christmas songs, all written by Jews.
I thought you were talking about the gospel songs, like stuff that Willie would cover, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you mean?
No.
Because those are my favorites.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know what all of them were.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Apparently you're not so educated, him.
Shut the figgity fuck up.
Yes, sir.
At one speech to Bible students, Rutherford described a Jew as, quote, the hook-nosed, stoop-shouldered little individual who stands on the corner trying to jip you out of every nickel you've got.
Shalom. Shalom. What are you going to do with those nickels, hey? I got a place you can invest them.
It seems like a really weird use of jip in that, you could have just said trying to Jew you out of every nickel, and he says he mixes his racist metaphor and goes with jip.
I don't think
for gypsies.
I don't think jip is pre the term Jew. I think jip came out so that people could say it they could be racist without Jimmy
jip
Reagan
refers to gypsies.
Remember
to the Romani people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's gypsies. Jip is the Romani version of to Jew someone out of their shit.
I never knew that.
It's very offensive.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
And this guy, rather than taking the Jew insult that's right there, goes and pulls some other insult into here.
I've had people say Jew you down or whatever, or if people being friendly to
heard
me
that.
because of my tattoos, not realizing I'm Jewish, and they'll be like, yeah, you could probably Jew them down like $30. I'm just like, wow, yes, I probably could Jew them down better than you even realize, sir.
Yeah,
For I am a Jew. Metal. Yom Kippur. It's the 8th day of Hanukkah. I brought you a battle axe. I'll cut off your leg. I'll cut off your...
Our new band is called Jews for Valhalla.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's fucking metal, dude. I just want to see Jews in in a cool metal font.
The second he got home from rehab, Brian got to work with the most important step for a new skinhead.
What's that? Shaving his head, getting his Doc Martens, getting suspenders, listening to the business,
Or getting a Dodge.
Redecorating.
Oh, dude, taking all his posters off and putting up skin
He
decorations.
covered his walls with swastikas, posters from white supremacist bands like Bound for Glory and Nordic Thunder.
White supremacist bands?
Oh, yeah. That's
you don't know about that?
You know about the scene?
Are you serious?
Dude, you're not in the white pride scene, bro?
There's
Dang,
there is heavy metal, there's rap metal, which is the funniest because you're like, it's rap metal. It's inspired by rap. Black people, guys. But they've got so much.
My name is Carl, and I'm here to say I can't wait till the blacks go away. You're like, whoa, that's Carl. Come on, man. That was. Woo.
Oh, man.
Yo, I live for hip hop and also a white ethno state. Those are the two things I'm trying to achieve.
NWH. No whites allowed. That's what they said. They're like, that's how I feel in this culture. I'm white.
And scene. Let's
Cut.
see, where was I?
I want to. You guys know that there's a ton of non-racist. Wasn't our last story about non-racial skinheads?
We did one with Gareth Reynolds about some.
Yeah, Carol, the guy
Yeah.
named Carol, who was a black dude who's a skinhead.
Guy named Carol.
I think there are more non-racist skinheads than racist skinheads, but racist skinheads get all the.
He shaved his head, bought some Doc Martens,
I like it.
and a cool leather jacket.
Don't forget his white laces.
He began to share his new truth with his brother, telling David, quote, "We have to get rid of the mud people."
Oh.
Those are
Shit.
fans of that movie with what's his name, Matthew McConaughey in it. The Mud People. Oh, they gave it 75 on Rotten Tomatoes. We gotta kill these fucking fans.
Brian's parents were nonplussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little miffed.
Yeah. Little let down.
Slightly annoyed.
Little bit.
Disappointed.
Little disappointed.
I just wanted you guys to read the good book with me about the Armageddon, and here you are dressing like a fan of, the Nazis.
They tried everything they could think of, which amounted to little more than calling in Jehovah's Elders to warn Brian that he was headed for hell.
That's a great name for a band right there. Headed for hell. Oh yeah. Headed for hell.
No, that's the first song of Jewish Valhalla. Is headed for hell. Parentheses. Psych. We don't believe in that.
That's right. We don't believe. Actually, I think
You know that Jews don't have a hell. Did you know that? Yeah, we don't have a hell. It's pretty
Because
awesome.
it's on Earth everywhere we go. They're always killing us.
Larry.
It couldn't get worse.
Man, if Dr. Phil was around back then.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
put their asses on Dr. Phil. He'll take care
What
of
do you
them.
mean? If Dr. Phil was around back then, they would have a rap deal now.
Yeah.
that's probably true.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
Yeah,
you seen
you're
that
right.
Catch Me Outside girl?
Oh yeah, dude.
She's like,
doing good.
She's doing diss tracks, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. She's selling out improvs all over the country. She doesn't even have a podcast, and she's selling out improvs.
How's that even possible?
What is going on in this world, folks?
Brian just laughed when they told him he was going to hell. Mom, to her credit, stopped giving her boys their allowance.
Yeah, good fucking yeah. It's just ending up fucking. What are they buying with it? Fucking brass knuckles and
So Brian got a job
Guinness.
at Wendy's.
And he spent all the money on a pint of Guinness.
Got a job at Wendy's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
course.
the official restaurant of Oklahoma.
Uh-huh. Half off Frosties,
Yep.
of course.
Just under his breath, being upset at all the minorities that he works around and serves. Like, how do you have a regular job and be a racist? Like, all day. The guy next to you is going to be, like, Mexican or something like that, and he's going to hook you up, and you're not going to forgive him and be like, maybe I was wrong about being racist. Like, how can you have a regular job? I would think you could only work for racist companies.
A black family walks into Wendy's and they get ready to order. He goes like, no, let me guess. You want chocolate?
I thought you were going to say fried chicken.
No, I was going to say that they wanted the
they're
chocolate ice cream, not the
Because they're black, they'd want chocolate?
yeah.
That's not the racial cliche. It's fried chicken and watermelon.
I was trying to go top of my intelligence there, but whatever. It's fine.
No, good
Just
work.
drag me down into the gutter there, Jonathan David.
I got you.
You
I got it.
did great.
Thank you.
I got it.
Yeah. Chelsea's just playing devil's advocate.
She's on here.
You're watching the balance in here. You're like, you know what? I think we've been mean to Slaton for about 12 minutes. It's time to be nice to Slaton for a bit and be an asshole to John. It's totally cool.
Before long, David shaved his head too. Cousin Birdwell was visiting regularly. He also became a skinhead, but more
Are you
for
serious?
kicks. More for like being just because it was fun.
The founders of Jehovah's Witnesses kids?
These are not the founders. These guys are not related to the founders at all. None of these guys are related to the founders.
He just gave us a backstory.
The backstory was to give you the idea of how Jehovah's Witnesses began and like what their beliefs are.
Okay, so these guys aren't related at all?
No, I mean like these two kids and their cousin are related to each other. They are not descendants of the founders. Of
I thought
Jehovah's
they were at
Witnesses.
least like somehow, yeah,
But
okay.
their parents are just hardcore.
Down with the clown because I'm
Yeah.
down for life, yo.
Okay. Yeah, no, I knew that. I was just checking in for our listeners to keep up with the story.
Still, the Freeman brothers were, at heart, very religious. As much as
Religious
they
skinheads.
tried to rebel, oh, of course,
Yeah.
you have to have a religion.
Yeah.
As much as they tried to rebel, they needed a leader, a movement, and a place of worship. They found it 20 miles outside of town, at the farm of Mark Thomas, leader of Christian Posse Comitatus. Thomas.
It's really funny.
Of
Yeah,
that
can I get
chapter.
a Vente Christian Posse Tomatatus and a Caramel Parmatatus?
Only one pump of the sweetener because I don't want that much sugar in me. Like I'm trying to watch
A
myself.
Christian
here.
Posse Tomatatus. It means no worry for the rest of your white days. Woo.
Thomas is an ordained minister in the Christian identity movement.
So these guys aren't racist, or they are?
Well, the Christian identity movement is. Well, you know what? Let's find out. Let's read about it. Because he preaches the loving word of God. Some of his totally reasonable ideas include white supremacy is God's will.
That's your first. You went straight to the fucking laugh, didn't you, there, lady?
All non-whites will be sent back to their countries of origin, whether they want to go or not.
Okay.
And the Jews are headed for hell. Haha, we don't have one, so good luck with that.
But they believe it, so they believe that we don't believe in the thing that we're headed towards, and I believe that is still a wonderful name for a metal song.
Perhaps most importantly, Mark Thomas, like the Jehovah's Witnesses, preached of a coming Armageddon based in Scripture, after which there would be paradise on earth for white people.
Okie dokie.
Damn.
And this guy is still alive and has been pushing his agendas for years. He was working with Steve Bannon recently, I heard.
If Interesting enough, Steve Harvey, actually. He and Steve Harvey, he's working on the new Family Feud.
That is very weird of you to make that joke because Steve Harvey, I could see him working with a white supremacist if it was good for business.
If that wasn't enough, Mark Thomas even combs his hair across his forehead
like an emo Hitler?
and wears a tightly cropped, square-shaped mustache.
What a fucking dork.
Dang.
You fucking dork, Mark Thomas. I'm glad you're not Mark Thomas Shefsky, you bitch.
By this point, the three race-keteers weren't speaking to any non-whites.
Raceketeers.
I knew you'd like that one.
You spin a yarn.
Throwing some heaters today,
You
bro.
are doing good and taking the compliments well, I might add.
Except to throw out the occasional slur as provocation for a fight. They started traveling regularly to Detroit to see white supremacist bands play at the West Side Clubhouse, located conveniently on Joy Road, deep in the heart of a black neighborhood.
Deep in the heart of a black neighborhood. The racists at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of a black neighborhood.
I gotta give you that one. Okay, I'll give you that one. That was.
good.
You've been giving them to me all night. Go on with your story. Mitch.
Brian tried to burn down a minority's house with a Molotov cocktail.
I like the way he said minority.
Minority.
Minority?
But luckily, the throw was so bad he only succeeded in lighting his own clothes on fire.
That's hilarious.
That's not even a throw.
That
Yeah,
Just dropped it.
yeah. He did
that's a
that.
cuddle.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Judd Apatow, we
Wow.
got a funny racist character
What am I
for you.
supposed to do? Make out with this thing? Oh, I'm supposed to throw it. That makes more sense because this hurts now a lot.
Oh, that's so funny though. He's racist. He's a physical racist too. You know, if you're like just mentally racist, I'm like, well, good luck to you. I hope you can figure it out. But man, when you're physically racist too, and you're actually committing crimes that are hurting people, I'm like, all right, now we really got to get something going
Yeah,
on.
he's
here.
less of an Abbott and Costello racist and more of like a Three Stooges racist.
There you go. That's a good example, right? Yeah, real good. Our listeners are what, fucking 95 years old, Slaton?
Hey,
Abbott
who's on
Costello
first?
reference.
Not a black, hopefully.
That's right. Jews on first? No, Jews over there.
No, never on first.
Never
Please.
on
They're not
first.
allowed to play.
The Jews are headed
Get
straight for
outta
hell.
here. Despite the fact that they regularly fought minorities and considered race mixing to be a capital offense, non-whites were only the second on Brian and David's hate list. Their deepest passion
Oh my God!
Their
I can't wait
deepest
to,
hate.
I can't wait to hear who this is.
was reserved
Magic the Gathering players.
for their family.
That is how most crazy racists are, though. They hate their family. They didn't have a good upbringing of love and support. That really is. If you meet like racist people, which I've dealt with and communicated with several of them throughout my life, most of them have weird or bad family relations, and they hate their family. I'm serious.
Wow.
They were either sexually abused or just emotionally abused by like out of touch parents. Right, guys? Is it just me?
Damn.
Anyone
I
else
don't know.
interacted with Nazis? I knew neo-Nazis when I was
No.
younger. Okay, I've been fascinated by them, and
Wow.
I've met a handful of them through my life. Yeah, they have weird family problems.
Hold on, you're telling me you've lived in Oklahoma, you've been to Wendy's and Sizzler, and you've
I've
never
been to
met a neo-Nazi.
Didn't you say Timothy
Those-
McVeigh was your cousin?
Those
yeah.
are the official venues of neo-Nazis, Wendy's and Hitler, Wendy's and Sizzler. You heard it here first, by the way, guys.
I know. Damn.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't know that?
Wendy's and Hitler.
Why do you think they have? Why do you think Wendy's has that little white girl as their mascot?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
It all
you know
makes
who
sense
invented the
now.
cheeseburger? A black woman.
It all makes sense
Yeah,
now.
they
Exactly.
fucking the system is out to get us. Systemic.
They hated their parents for denying them Christmas and birthdays.
Dude, think about Hitler, dude. He hated his family.
They hated them for setting up stringent rules for their behavior. They hated their dad for being a pushover at church and their mom for being a hard ass at home.
Hate my mom. I hate my dad. I hate my grandparents. I hate my household. I hate Jews, Mexicans, people from northern Alaska that are Native American blood. Ah!
They hated their little brother for being an ass kiss.
And I hate math. All the numbers and the dashes. What are you supposed to do with these hyphens? Is it a minus or a hyphen?
Who still had their parents' love and affection. While David
They were
was
jealous?
Oh, they hated him because they're
Yep.
like, oh, good little Jehovah's Witness boy, huh?
Yep.
Over there knocking on doors, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nazis or just general racists of any race. They hate people that do have good relations with their parents. Put that one in the file.
While David was quiet,
I'm not a
Brian was
psychologist,
vocal about his issues, telling a friend, quote, I beat up my dad because he wouldn't let me smoke.
That would be an awesome T-shirt,
I beat up my
That's all it says.
right? I would love that. Dude, you could rock that shirt.
Yeah, I know.
With
And I
Tammy.
would.
That would be a killer Tammy.
I beat up my dad because he wouldn't let me smoke.
Oh my God, that's such a fucking cool shirt.
I would buy
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Patreon users, tell us if you want it on a sticker, T-shirts, all that shit. Oh my God, I love that. I want that fucking
I
shirt
know.
tomorrow.
I do too.
I beat up my dad because he wouldn't. What is it? I beat up my dad.
Because he wouldn't let me smoke.
Say it with me now, listeners. I beat up my dad because he wouldn't let me smoke.
For a while, their aunt lived with them, but they hated her too.
Of course.
Go figure.
Yeah.
All we have is hate, all right?
She's like, I love you, boys.
Like, we hate you. That's all we can say.
She moved out because they kept urinating in her shampoo bottle.
The cats in here have so much pee.
Meanwhile, Mom and Dad took solace in their religion because clearly they were under attack from Satan.
Yeah, dude. Evil in league with Satan.
The fallen angel was persecuting them through their sons, which was actually a sign of their true goodness.
Oh, my delusional religious God. Are you fucking kidding me? They took that as a sign from God?
Jehovah would never allow this to happen because he loved them so much. So clearly, Satan, seeing this love, jealously turned their kids into racist assholes.
Oh, man, these people.
He got up in that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every cell has been penetrated by me. Jew devil.
He has a huge nose.
This is why, as a responsible parent, don't have a record player, a CD player, an MP3. Don't let any music into your house.
Yeah, that's right.
Footloose. Have you guys ever seen Footloose, that movie about that asshole Kevin Bacon trying to ruin an entire town?
Yeah, dude, through dancing?
Oh,
They're dancing.
Disgusting. Freedom is bad for everyone.
in fact, Brian and David were such dicks
B&D.
that even the local skinhead group began to keep their distance.
Oh, they were annoyed?
That's bad. Damn.
Yeah.
The skinheads are keeping their distance?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, don't hang out with those guys. They're trouble.
The brothers hated authority and rules so much, they debated starting their own skinhead group just so they could be in charge.
Well, then what are the rules going to be for our group?
They would name it Berserker.
Are you serious? Berserker? Have you ever seen the movie Clerks?
No, I've never seen that. Who's that by?
It's by Kevin Smith. It's an amazing...
some making fuck Berserker? Yeah.
Did he just say making fuck?
to suck my cock
Berserker?
You ever seen Clerks?
A long time ago.
Oh, dude.
Is that from the movie?
Yeah, it's from the movie. It's,
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest scenes of all time.
It
After
Is that
37,
Yeah, don't suck any dicks on the way to the parking lot. And then that guy goes with it and follows her.
that's one of the
and they
greatest.
just keep the camera still. Genius. Kevin, if you're listening, we love you.
but their need for rebellion couldn't keep them away. But even their need for rebellion couldn't keep them away from Mark Thomas's farm for his big yearly event, Oktoberfest '94.
Wait, so he was racist and he had an Oktoberfest?
What went on there?
Oh my God, I would love to go like Fox Undercover to a fucking racist Oktoberfest. Because do you ever go to Oktoberfest?
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking so much fun and it's it's a good time, right? There's nothing racist about it. But I always think
To make it
to go to
racist?
a Nazi Oktoberfest,
Oh, God.
as a Jew just hiding out in there. Oh
Guys,
my God, I would love to do that.
This is going to be really... I'm so excited to tell you guys about how cool Oktoberfest '94 was. The Thomas Farm was a massive compound surrounded by barbed wire.
Do you think anyone went not knowing it was Nazi? They just thought it was Oktoberfest?
Like brought their kids.
Like a black guy in lederhosen? Because you see that at regular Oktoberfest. You'll see just like a black dude in lederhosen. But like, they go to this thing like,
I'm
hey,
sure.
what's up? Everyone's staring at me. I don't know. I'm just celebrating fucking Oktoberfest.
Hey, can I get a beer? I've been waiting here for like 3 hours trying to get a beer. No one's serving me.
9!
Like I honestly, like the customer service here, it leaves something to be desired.
9 Juden! Mach schnell!
I'm not even Jewish. I'm a black fella. Oh, you know what? I just got it. You know what? I'm gonna see you guys later. Enjoy your beer.
Auf Wiedersehen, Schweizer!
I hate to say adieu to you and you. Goodbye. The Thomas Farm was a massive compound surrounded
Everyone's
by...
just goose stepping as they're walking around with their steins of beer. Like, everyone's so strict here. A lot of fascist style.
I took a wrong... This isn't Woodstock. Surrounded by barbed wire with a chapel made from a trailer, a firearms training area, and an underground bomb shelter made from an abandoned bus.
Oh my God. It's the fucking Oktoberfest from hell.
Normally, only a few dozen skinheads showed up for church.
Can I just get like a bratwurst or something like that? What's going on here?
But Oktoberfest drew supremacists from all over Pennsylvania.
Is it still going on? Are we advertising for them, you fucking asshole? Is that
Oh, yeah,
what we're
no,
doing?
that's our new sponsor, is Oktoberfest 2018.
we're taking neo-Nazi money now for the podcast?
Bruh, we need it.
We need it so
I will
bad.
take it. Yo, can Kim Jong-un, do you need like someone to talk about how dope your missiles are? Because I will take that money right now, bruh.
Oh, dude. We're sponsored by a bunch
Gotta
of...
get that sponsor.
Normally, only a few dozen skinheads showed up for church. But
Sponsored
this
by
gets
Rice.
people from all over the state. Thomas set up a tent to accommodate the flock as they drank beer and moshed to hate rock. But the main act of Oktoberfest '94 was Mark Thomas himself. As he took the stage to preach, crowds protested outside the compound, and police helicopters circled above taking photographs. His speech touched on the normal stuff. how Jews are descendants of the brother murdering Cain,
I can't argue that.
who was in turn the result of an unholy cream pie between Eve and the snake.
Oh,
in the garden.
another fucking awesome metal shirt, Unholy Cream Pie.
Yeah, apparently the snake knocked up Eve, and that's how Cain was born. White people, on the other hand, were descendants of Abel, the good brother.
Oh, how convenient.
There were only two races, whites and Jews. Everyone else is, quote, a beast of the field,
That's a badass name for a metal band. Beast of the
etc.,
Field.
etc., etc.
Beast of the Field.
Thomas finally reached his closer, which was lighting a 40-foot cross.
Oh,
I think I've heard of this.
There's some pyro.
Okay.
Look, bro, if you have
Now
pyro,
that you've said, yeah.
is that KKK though? Lighting the cross? I thought the KKK and the neo-Nazis were not cool with each other.
well, this particular group is kind of drawing. There were KKK.
They're just collecting any kind of racist they can.
It's like-
Are you like somewhat racist? Do you like have like people around you that you just don't even like to talk to? Are you annoyed by like certain kinds of food?
Okay, I'll give you 2 Doc Martens for 1 dope robe. It's like it was a weird racist flea market.
That'd be cool if the KKK had a fancy resort and like the robes were in all the rooms. It's KKK robes though. You're like, honey, check this thing out.
dang.
It's like $100 though if we keep it. Like everyone's a grand dragon here. So,
Oh shit! All right. After Oktoberfest, Brian went from bad to worse. He started bragging about his violent racist attacks. In December, he showed up at home with a new tattoo on his neck of a swastika made of human bones.
wait, the tattoo was made of human bone,
Yes.
like charcoal ashes.
No. It was a tattoo like the swastika pieces.
Was,
were like,
was bones.
Yes, bones,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's kind of a pretty metal design, though.
It was a
if you think about
bone-stica.
Yeah,
A
he could have done
swastika-bone.
Why don't he just do an anarchy symbol? Then I could still be cool with him.
Then on December 31st, 1994, Brian really crossed the line
Whoa, he
really?
did it this time.
when he disobeyed his parents and went to a skinhead concert in Detroit.
Ooh, I didn't even know they had those in Detroit.
Mom had enough. She called the local school guidance counselor and said she wanted to have her boys permanently placed in a facility. She confided in her father, Nelson Birdwell I, about her troubles and her solution. In an effort to get them to make a last-minute reform, Grandpa told the boys about Mom's plan.
Wait, what?
So Mom goes,
He gave him heads up. He narked on them. Wait.
because he was like, well, if they just hear how serious this is, then maybe they'll change their ways.
Oh, Grandpa, you naive
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
They did not take it well.
No shit, Grandpa.
No.
On Sunday, February 5th,
How
Brian, David, and Birdwell came home with new tattoos.
That said, fuck you, Mom. I ain't going.
Written in Old English font, Brian and Birdwell had chosen the word Berserker, while David went with the more classic Sig Heil. All the tattoos in their Old English glory were placed directly on their foreheads.
Oh my God,
serious.
they got forehead tattoos?
Yeah, right across at the hairline, right here, Berserker or Sig Heil.
Okay,
Okay.
now in certain circles that will help you get laid. But if for some reason you lose touch with that meetup group or you get kicked out of that crew or you date all the
did not
girls and you don't
think
find a
this
wife,
through.
I'm telling you, you really have a hard time networking from there
Hey,
on out.
baby, come here often. Okay, it was nice talking to you. Hopefully, hey, see, oh, man, this is not working out for me well.
Yeah, berserker on your forehead? Sure.
On
So
Sunday,
where do you work?
Nowhere.
So what
I
are your
love-
passions?
I love Abby Roberge has a great tattoo. It's on his collarbone right here.
Yep, it says employable.
and it's just under the shirt line.
Wow.
On Sunday, February 26th, Brian and David decided to go see a movie against their mother's wishes.
February 26th. Is that not President's Day?
To keep a better eye on them, she'd gone to the lengths of selling their cars while they were asleep.
Hilarious! That could be a new campaign. Sell Nazis cars while they're sleeping. It'd be funny if every Nazi woke up tomorrow and they're like, where's
my car?
Where's my Challenger?
Guys, I
Where's my
can't,
fucking Challenger?
I can't make it today.
Where's my Stormtrooper?
I can't
Honey!
make it today. My car's gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard being racist when you gotta use the public bus.
Well, that's why the internet's such a great invention, because you can be racist from anywhere now.
Oh yeah, be racist from home, right? In your
Yeah.
boxers, in your little Swazi boxers. They're silk and they're covered in swastikas, and you get to sit away typing.
Well, you stay home, eat your Blue Apron, sleep on your Casper mattress, and
Neo Nazis with Blue Apron. Oh,
They
it's
got
just-
that subscription
It's a really
monthly.
they're on the phone like, Hey y'all, one second. I keep on getting this Chinaman food in my Blue Apron meals, and I would really appreciate if you just gave me some steak and potatoes every time.
I got to tell you, that's why I go with White Apron. It is the safest way to keep your pure food delivered to your house. It's just chicken and steak, no seasoning, none of those weird things that Jews or Chinamen put in their food. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I got the potato only edition just to make sure that there's no kosher meat accidentally in mine.
Oh my God.
Kosher meat's great.
Where the shit was I?
Where's your thumb, baby? Where's your thumb? Baby Slay? Let me see that thumb, baby Slay. Using the wrong finger on the paper.
Oh, yeah, so they don't have a car. So Birdwell picked them up in his Camaro, and the Berserkers headed out, stopping at Wendy's for a quick meal.
Yummy. A Frosty for a Nazi?
When they got to the theater, I can't remember, but I really think that Birdwell did have a Charger. I really think that he did.
Are you serious?
Now I'm doing the math in my head.
Oh.
I think he might have. Oh,
He
man,
did.
That's great. Someone had a Starbird. I know that. Someone had a
Pontiac.
Starbird.
Yeah. Pontiac is actually German for Master Race.
So they get to the theater. The trio couldn't decide on their movie. So they killed some time by spraying mace on the water fountain.
Like just practicing on it. Come here, Jew water. Yeah, show that Jew water what it's like.
No, it's just so that just they were like, look, that everyone's allowed to use this water fountain. Well, I mean, no one can use this water fountain.
Oh, I get it. Oh, God, they're so full of anger. They literally just need hugs for like 2 years of hugs. Like the court should be able to be like, you are fucking sentenced to 2 years of hugs till you're fucking crying. They need to be broken by a psychologist. Stop being an asshole to the rest of the races and world and realize you got problems, Nazis.
Then David went against the plan and split off to see Murder in the First, starring Christian Slater as a young attorney, defending an Alcatraz prisoner accused of murdering his cellmate, played by Kevin Bacon. Brian and Birdwell decided to watch the movie that they all came here to see,
What was it called?
the dramatic comedy Boys on the Side, starring Drew Barrymore, Mary Louise Parker, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Wow.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. A little couch with 3 Nazis crammed on it watching a fucking Drew Barrymore movie?
They're at the movie theater. They went and paid popcorn, candy, sodas for a ticket.
With Berserker written on their forehead. The guy's like, starring Whoopi Goldberg, sir. Here's a coupon for a free slush. Like, just try not to laugh. What the fuck kind of Nazis go see movies like that?
They went to see Black Lady Jew Name with their Nazi Berserker tattoos.
Seriously. Jeez, that's how irrational their fucking hatred is.
Fun fact, people don't know this about this, but before they saw this movie, a month before they went and saw Eddie, the movie starring Whoopi Goldberg as a basketball coach.
These guys are fucking Whoopi Goldberg fans?
And before that, they saw
Sister Act? Are they Sister Act fans?
They actually, fun
Guaranteed.
fact, they owned both Sister Acts on the VHS box set.
You are fucking joking.
No, they are the.
Even skinheads love Whoopi.
Yeah, you can't.
Whoopi.
You can't.
You'd be like, I hate black people, but not Whoopi though.
But not Whoopi
She's
Goldberg.
Jewish.
Oh shit, she's Jewish. Damn it! I almost got out. I almost made it around.
But
the
you know
back
what?
end.
We got it. You can get grandfathered in. You can
Give
still,
credit where credit's due.
You get a pass. Listen, it's okay to hate the race, but love the movies.
Whoopi might be a mud Jew, but damn, she's
A
funny.
mud Jew. I think that was a racial slur. You're not even allowed to say that, even as a Jew.
Even as a Jew, I'm not.
You're not allowed to say that.
Amped up from their night of fast food, low-level vandalism, and girly road trip movies,
Great sentence.
the boys went back to the Freeman house where they had been locked out. They snuck in through a side window, grabbed some milk and cookies, and started making a racket.
These guys are fucking pussy farts.
Wow.
Mom came
Milk
down.
and cookies with the Nazis after a Whoopi Goldberg movie? Are they going to go upstairs and wash their vaginas out in the little shower together while they talk about their fucking pink shoes they just bought? I mean, Slate,
They're
what?
hard.
They were white chocolate chip cookies.
White chocolate's the worst, though.
I know, right?
Ugh.
Ugh.
God, I hate white chocolate.
Mom came down, chastised them for drinking, and sent Birdwell home.
That's it. I'm taking away your Hulu accounts. Try watching any more of those shows with the doctors and all the comedies.
He went out the front door. Mom went upstairs, then Birdwell came back in and they started up again. She came back down, made Birdwell leave again, and went back upstairs. They let him back inside.
Oh, wow.
Mom came down a third time and started yelling at the boys. That's when Brian marched into his room.
Oh, Lord. This is going to get bad, isn't it?
Mommy's about to go meet Jehovah.
He emerged moments later, holding a 5-inch steak knife. When Mom turned to run, he stabbed her in the back.
Oh, my. Wait, this is his own mom?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But she made him cookies.
I mean, you don't know she
Damn.
made them.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, they had endangered relationship? Is that
In a moment of adrenaline granted by Jehovah to fight Satan, she stood up, pulled the knife from her back,
Fuck yeah, lady.
and moved to stab him back, cutting him in the hand. They wrestled over the knife. He won. He stabbed her again, and she died.
He fucking killed his own mom?
Then he turned and looked at his brother and cousin and yelled, quote,
Let's go watch another Whoopi movie. Wait, is that what he said?
"She really is such an underrated actor."
Yeah.
Her stand-up, I wish there was more of it, but her catalog is kind of small for such a prolific writer. I can't wait. I hope she has a talk show one day where she and other women talk about issues important to everybody.
And like this
That'd be a good fit for her, I think.
He's covered in blood. His brother runs up. He's like, "Hey, have you heard of Tiffany Haddish? You're gonna love this chick."
So mom is stabbed again and dying on the floor. Then Brian turned, looked at his brother and cousin, and yelled, quote, "Whoever pussies out, they're gonna get stabbed."
Are these guys on drugs, Slaton? We haven't really gone over if they're on meth or something.
They did not pussy out.
Were they on drugs?
I think
this
I
is-
think they're just boozing.
This is meth head style shit.
they're just-
Killing your own mom and nonchalantly. This is Tweakerville.
Dad and the ass kiss were found the next day in their beds, beaten beyond recognition.
They were still alive?
No, they were very dead. Oh. I'm just not going to gorily describe it because it was like
Brutal and
this. Okay. It was bad. Ew.
like you felt bad when you were reading it. You're like, I don't like
I was
this.
reading it. I was reading it, and then last night when I was taking a break from prepping the story, I watched some documentary about like skinheads on Netflix about like rescuing them or like trying to like reach out to them and break through the barrier.
Yeah.
In between reading like how bad these crimes were and watching this like documentary of Can We Save a Nazi? I was just on my couch going like, fuck, tomorrow is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Damn.
So
Yeah, don't smoke weed and watch documentaries.
All right, so
By the time
I don't want to know the details, but like I'm sure our listeners do. What happened to this guy, the dad? What they smash his skull in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and the moms and the brothers. Yeah.
So like when he turned around and he told his brother, is his brother and their
cousin,
and their cousin
Birdwell.
and he said don't puss out. What he was saying was
Basically-
like stomping all their heads in.
Help
Yeah.
me kill the rest,
Oh, yeah,
or I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
kill you.
Yeah. And they were kind of like kicking it though, you know. It was a squad, you know.
Squad goals. Hashtags.
Started at the bottom.
Got to stick together.
Oh,
you know?
hashtag blessed.
By the time the bodies were discovered, the berserkers were
Let
already
the
long
bodies
gone.
be discovered. Let the bodies be discovered.
They were
Let the-
388 miles away at the Truck World Motor Inn in Hubbard, Ohio. They checked in, paid with cash, and gave the attendant a fake license plate number. They needed to stay low, as by this morning, "Skinheads Kill Parents" was the headline on every major network.
And all the skinheads in the world were like, I think that's like an order from the boss. It's time to kill our parents.
Oh,
But within a few hours of checking in, the berserkers got bored, went to the mall, ordered a pizza from Domino's, and then hit the road.
How the fuck can you eat a pizza after you just fucking bludgeoned your family to death?
We just get cheese only, you know. Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting, Slaton. Oh.
But, okay, so they leave. But the cops were already on their tail. A trucker at the motel recognized them from the TV and called it in. When police showed up, the desk clerk confirmed it was them and gave the cops the correct license plate, as she had checked after getting a weird vibe from the guys with forehead tattoos.
It's like, but their pay-per-view is Sister Act 3.
No, they go into the motel room. They're like, "Well, we found an extra Doc Martin, so we know he's limping everywhere. Must have hurt his foot or something. We found a tattoo needle, freshly used. Yep, that smells like it was a swastika. And over here is a manuscript. It looks like it's a fan fiction for Sister Act 3 and 4.
Let's get out there and find him. I do too. We got to make sure Whoopi's safe.
When the Berserkers arrived in Michigan on the morning of February 28th, they were the most wanted men in America. They checked into a Holiday Inn, again paying cash. The clerk, suspicious of tattooed teenagers paying in small bills, called the local cops.
Really? I didn't know that was something. I should be careful when I'm paying for things in small bills.
Officers came to the hotel, knocked on the door, and when it opened, they had a polite conversation with the skinheads.
Oh, really?
They even ran their names to the system, but the bulletin had yet to make it to their small town computers, so it came back negative and they left.
Oh my God.
So when they open the door, they're talking to these guys, and Brian is in bed with the covers pulled up all the way like this, and the cops eventually are like, "Hey man, can you pull the covers down?" and he does, it was because he was naked, and like that showed off his full body of like, here's a swastika, here's a Heil Hitler, here's an SS, here's like the cousin Birdwell by this point has a tattoo, or I don't know if he had it yet or if he was still thinking about it, a tattoo that's like people marching into a box labeled gas chamber and then smoke coming out the other side of it. Like these guys got
that is cruel, but also hilarious.
Very creative.
That's also hilarious. Like
creatively horrific.
Yeah, like a scale model of Auschwitz on your arm tattooed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still kind of funny, but that's especially if it says gas chamber like in a really weak font, like just like a hand drawn. Like,
it's in Comic Sans.
Like it just, I love drawings.
Who uses Comic Sans?
I love like just remedial drawings that just tell you what things are.
Sans. Nazis. That's the number one font of Nazis.
Really?
Wow. That's how they get you to their rallies. You're like, oh, this seems like kind of fun.
Oh, like whimsical and cute.
Kind of like a whimsical. Yeah, they tried wingdings, but they're like, no one knows what we're talking about. So
that's funny that you bring up wingdings. All of our Photoshop and Microsoft Word fucking listeners are like, whoa, these guys, they really do a lot of documents on that show.
The boys made their way to rural Michigan, where they crashed with another neo-Nazi / carpenter / amateur bomb maker. They spent the
Why
night.
don't you just focus on carpentry, be a contributing member to society, and everyone would be cool?
They spent the night getting hammered, and the next day ice fishing.
That sounds very Nordic and Nazi right there. Ice fishing. It's when you're looking for meth.
After hours in the cold, catching nothing, they went back to the house for a late afternoon drink. That's when a bullhorn ordered them to come out with their hands up.
Come out with your hands up, Nazis!
I'm kind of busy.
Well, put the movie on pause, buddy.
How did they even know we were watching a movie?
Go back and watch Nutty Professor after we're done questioning you.
That's when a bullhorn ordered them come out. Brian, David, and Birdwell and their hosts surrendered peacefully to the Michigan State Police.
Oh.
At the jail, officers separated David from the others, as he was the youngest. He immediately waived his right to counsel and told them everything, including that he had killed his father and brother. Then they interviewed Birdwell, who stated that Brian had killed his father and brother. The Berserkers believed incorrectly that the law would take it easy on underage murderers. Since Birdwell was over 18 and the brothers were minors, he convinced them to take the blame. What the three hadn't agreed on was their story.
So they all had different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had time.
These people don't sound like they have a lot of foresight, though, in their life in general.
The next day, Birdwell's mom gave an interview to the papers, telling them that her son, an innocent bystander, had hidden in another room during the murders and only ridden with the brothers out of fear of his own death.
And the reporter's like, bitch, how you know?
Yeah.
When Brian,
Were you there? Huh? How do you know? We need some honest reporters out there just to say, like a journalist, just to be like, bitch. Bitch.
Yeah.
When Brian saw the paper, he was furious. Not only had Birdwell ratted them out, but Brian learned his cousin had lied about the death penalty. They were in danger of being sentenced to death. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, you Nazis. You probably just should have read into things more, just in general.
He immediately yelled to the guard that he wanted to speak to the Michigan DA. It was time to tell the truth. Their court-appointed attorney negotiated a deal. They told all in exchange for taking the death penalty off the table. It was Birdwell who murdered the dad and brother. While the boys spilled their guts, Birdwell, a more experienced criminal, refused to give a statement. He had no idea that his cousins were flipping on him.
So was it really Birdwell?
So here's how it actually went down, piece by piece.
That's a Slayer song right there. That's a Creator song.
Piece by piece.
Brian stabs mom.
Brian stabs mom.
Mom and Brian fight again.
Mom and Brian fight again.
Brian stabs mom again.
Brian stabs mom again.
Birdwell steps in and finishes her off with like an axe handle.
Okay.
Birdwell steps in and finishes off with an axe hand.
Then Birdwell goes upstairs, kills the dad,
Birdwell kills the
kills
dad.
the brother.
Then he kills the brother.
Didn't kill anybody, but he did like beat dad's body up a little bit once it was already dead.
David joined
Just to
in
get in a little
afterwards.
bit of the action.
Yeah.
Just to get a little blood on his hands.
But when the trial began back in Pennsylvania, the prosecutor decided that he didn't believe any of these stories and threw out the deal.
I don't think these Nazis are capable of murder. I mean, look at them.
He announced that the Berserkers had a choice: plead guilty to first-degree murder and accept life in prison, or go to trial and risk the death penalty.
It's the same thing. And when you think about it, either way, you're fucking, you know, you're watching movies whenever you please out in freedom. Out of the, you can't watch whoopee movies in prison and look tough, right?
Brian and David took the deal.
You just have to watch like Transformers and other alpha male movies. Jurassic Park 17, Teeth and Blood. And
Birdwell rejected the offer, saying that only a guilty man takes a plea.
Yeah.
But what he didn't know was that the crime lab had examined his washed shirt, finding blood from the victims embedded in the fabric, proving that he was close enough to the murders to get hit by the splatter.
Got him.
Gross.
The jury
dude.
found
Splatter
him
of blood.
guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life without parole.
Oh,
So he got the same thing as the.
Yeah. Now here's a quick note. David's attorneys were pissed that he took the deal because they believed that they could prove that David wasn't wasn't. They thought they could get him down to like third-degree murder, not first-degree murder, and they thought they might even get him all the way down to just desecration of a corpse, and that was it. So. Yeah, they thought they could get David off at least like nowhere in that range, but he decided to follow his brother one more time.
Wow.
All 3 berserkers are still in prison to this day. In 2016, the Supreme Court ruled that automatic life sentences for teen killers are unconstitutional.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, send him back into society. Sounds like he could really contribute.
Brian and David are waiting for a new sentencing hearing. Birdwell, the adult, will not get the same treatment.
Of course not.
Which doesn't matter to him because he's waiting for Armageddon, as he has since become a Jehovah's Witness.
Are you serious?
Of course.
What? Like his family probably came and visited him and was like, see, we told you all the stuff in the prophecy is what's happening inside your soul.
Mark Thomas, the organizer of Oktoberfest 94, was later indicted on charges relating to 22 bank robberies in 1997.
What?
Damn.
Oh my God. Is he part of the fucking the big Nazi bank rob? Dude, there's the big Nazi bank robber dudes. Remember? Wasn't there like in the, oh my God.
In exchange for turning state's evidence, he was given 12 and a half years in prison,
Can we do that story, please?
followed by placement in federal witness protection.
Can we do that story sometime?
He has since been linked to Timothy McVeigh and the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yes, I want to do that story. Let's do
I'm gonna have
that
to Google
story.
that.
Dude, Nazi bank robbers, it's fucking crazy. And they did some crazy shit.
The bank that held the mortgage on the Freeman house
They're like, fuck the Jews. And then they go and rob the bank. Fuck you, Jews. Give me your
tried to
money.
sell it at public auction. The price was listed as $130,000.
Oh, shit.
And nobody bid.
Are you serious? It's very affordable.
Eventually, someone offered $72,000. The bank declined. The house has since changed hands a bunch over the years. In 2017, it sold for $155,000, about $100,000 less than similar houses in the same neighborhood. The sale listing states, quote, "Much work has been done to get ready this home for you.
Like a lot of Coca-Cola that we poured on all these bloodstains.
Still a work in progress. Motivated sellers. Schedule your showing today."
Oh my God. What was it past like the statute of limitation where they have to tell people about
I don't know if every state has that rule.
about the murders?
About the murder thing, yeah.
Dude.
But that's the story.
Could you live in that house even if you got a great deal on it? And let's say you remodeled the whole thing from like you just kept the fucking.
Ooh, see, if someone just died in a house, I could. But
sure, if someone just my grandparents died in their house, whatever, no problem, dude. Fucking chill out. It's all good.
No.
But someone violently murdering it, because you'd always think about like a violent murder going
Every
on there.
day,
Even
I
if you're
think.
not spiritual, you'd still be like, someone was violently bludgeoned to death here.
A whole family.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh God.
Wow.
That's the story of the Berserkers, Brian and David Freeman.
Would you like to bring these parents back, Berserker? We got to keep those Nazis in jail. So how long have they been in jail now?
Well,
not the old guy, but the two.
They went to jail in like '96.
Oh, we cannot have them out yet.
So,
no,
yeah,
sir.
it's been
20
22
years?
years,
Just
yeah.
give them 25 more years, then
Yeah.
they might be reformed. No way you can have them out.
They're not getting out.
No, I don't think so.
No.
You never know. We
I
gotta make room
I
for
don't see that
room for people that smoke
coming.
weed. I mean, we can't.
That's a very good point.
We can't just keep. If you look at the way like people that do financial crimes and like drug stuff go in there sometimes longer than murders and molesters. It's fucking maddening. Write your congressman, listeners.
Today's sources include Blood Crimes by Fred Rosen.
That's right.
Making a second appearance as a source, he wrote the book Lobster Boy for our Steve and Azizi episode.
Hey, do you think these guys like Star Trek? Because Whoopi Goldberg was in Star Trek.
She was in Star Trek.
We were talking about how her
which
parents.
Jehovah's Witness says
Maybe
is
that's-
from the devil.
Maybe that's why they got into Whoopi, because their parents hated Star Trek, and they're like, I'm gonna fucking
They're
watch
like,
Star
but
Trek.
guys,
And then
it's
they
so
watched it, and they're
wise.
like, damn, this Whoopi chick is fucking killer. And then they started seeing her in movies, and they're like, dude, this is how it all started.
Our other sources, the Washington Post, CESNUR.org, and of course, the evil robots at Wikipedia. And that's our story today, guys.
That was awesome.
Wow.
That was violent and scary at times, but worth it because we got to make fun of skinheads.
Yeah, which is what we're here for.
And we got to joke about metal music, which is always beautiful and blessed.
Got a nice little what's his name? Jones, Alex Jones.
Oh, yes,
the
yes,
killer
yes, yes.
Alex
Yes.
Jones.
Thank you
right
very
there.
much.
Best Alex Jones I've ever heard.
Also best.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Also best Bruce Willis you ever heard.
I would say
Yes,
bless your
totally.
heart, but I just learned that means fuck you in the South.
It does. I
Yeah.
say it all the time.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Bless her
yeah.
heart.
Bless her heart.
Bless your heart.
It means like fuck you. I respect your journey as a soul, but fuck you in person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's a polite way of telling someone to fuck off.
That's so crazy. I seriously have said it all the time. I always think it was sweet.
If you want to reach out to the show, you can contact us on all social medias at CrimePod, CRiiiMEPOD. You can email the show, crimepodcast@gmail.com. With one eye or three, send us story ideas, questions, dick pics, label those for Shefsky. You can also support the show.
Please do.
Giving us those 5-star rating reviews on iTunes is super duper cool. You can jump on the Patreon for that Sticker of the Month Club and all those extra bonus episodes we have up there that are super fun.
Thank you guys to those of you that have joined the Patreon. It's been a pleasure making stickers for you. Keep on sending us emails. We'll make more of the stickers that you guys choose.
And you can find Chelcie Lynn at...
Instagram, Chelcie Lynn. It's spelled CHELCIE, Lynn. Go give me a follow.
We'll put that in the show notes so you can go ahead and find her there. And we will see you guys back here very soon.
Peace out, guys.
Bye, Robot.
We love you guys. Mwah. Don't commit any crimes, guys. Be good.
Commit lots of crimes so we have more stories.